When designing the front teeth using 3D software with a CAD/CAM technology, the shape of the face, the facial features, the symmetry, and the facial aesthetic are oftentimes ignored, which can lead to serious problems in obtaining the dental aesthetics desired. The G-Design Pro version, developed by the software department of Hack Dental, offers a precise guidance when designing with a CAD/CAM technology or with any other 3D dental software. The Pro version can quickly and easily identify and determine the facial axes and the incisal edge by automatically analyzing a portrait photo of the patient. Later on, these lines are calibrated on a 3D dental model, offering a better guidance during the design of the teeth by using all the facial information. Start by taking a portrait photo of the patient using a lips and cheek retractor so that the gingiva is also exposed. Make sure the image is sharp and is taken perpendicularly to the face. The patient's head should be straight, looking directly into the camera lens. Launch the G-Design application you have installed on your computer. Press New to start a new project. Box 1 should contain the patient's name. In Box 2, please load the patient's portrait photo. Press Auto for automatic detection of the pupils. The two symmetrical points that mark the pupils can be set manually if the user prefers to do so. Once the pupil marks are set, be it automatically or manually, the two buttons on the left corresponding to them will light up green. Resetting those marks is also possible by simply pressing the respective buttons, which will then light up red. After the pupil marks are set, the application will automatically rotate the image so that the line between the two marks is perfectly horizontal and will then highlight the facial axes, the incisal edge, and the guiding lines. All these axes can be set manually, depending on the case, for rendering the information needed in the perfect design. The facial axes can be repositioned by using the mouse or the arrow keys on the keyboard. Pressing and holding Shift allows for a finer and more precise repositioning of the axes. The same can be done for the incisal edge. Its convexity can be modified symmetrically by dragging the ends of the curve, or asymmetrically by pressing S and dragging each of the ends. The guiding lines help the transfer of these axes onto the plaster cast or into the mouth cavity. The two dotted red lines can be placed according to user preferences. In this case, they are placed tangent to the upper and lower frontal gingival margins. After setting the two dotted red lines, the continuous red line is placed above them so that the values are the lowest. The ratio of the distance between the dotted red lines and the continuous red line is as small as possible. If the vertical axis does not cross the midline papilla, or if a different position is desired, this can be transferred to the model by the vertical guiding line, which will be set according to a nearby reference point, the lip frenulum, the mesial edge of a tooth, etc. To hide the guiding line, press Hide or the H key. Show Ax will also hide the axes and the incisal edge. Press Show Image to hide the photo. For a better visualization and contrast, you can modify the thickness and color of each line, selecting the preferred lines and using the cursors and buttons in the center of the left panel. To finish the process, you can capture the portrait photo and the existing information by pressing Print Screen. You can access previous images by pressing Library or by browsing the application database. The image can be sent via email or any other method to the laboratory or to fellow dentists. Press Save and choose the target directory to save your project. By pressing Open, you can open one of your previous projects. Press Info for more information. An ample guide for using this software can be found in the document named Help in your G-Design pack. G-Design users can check the final result and see if the dental aesthetic has been done according to the facial axes. The second part of the application consists of transferring the axes and the incisal edge onto the 3D model for a precise guidance in the dental design. The calibration will follow the gingival margin, the midline papilla, and the unmodified teeth, and will be done by repositioning and size adjusting the image of the mouth cropped from the portrait photo of the patient. The user should try to precisely overlap the 3D model and the 2D image and vice versa. These are the steps to follow. The central reference point should be moved until it coincides with the gingival margin previously used. The transparency of the image will be increased until the 3D model from the second layer becomes visible. The image should be repositioned until the gingival margin of the 1-3 canine tooth precisely overlaps the one in the 3D model. The dimensions of the image will be adjusted until it will perfectly overlap the 3D model. The position and height of the canine teeth or any other teeth in the image should match the 3D model. The image is locked in G-Design by pressing Next. Now you can modify the position and rotate the 3D model so it matches the 2D image perfectly. The gingival margins, midline papilla, and front teeth should overlap precisely. For an easier overlap of the teeth in the 3D model and 2D image, you should hide the teeth initially designed with a CAD/CAM application. After calibrating the two images, the CAD/CAM model is set according to the horizontal plan of the face. The next step is removing the photo and displaying the axes and the incisal edge, which will also be calibrated to the 3D model. Any change to the position of the axes and of the incisal edge will be done following the 3D model, using the Group Ungroup button, by pressing the spacebar, by using the mouse or the arrow keys on the keyboard. Pressing and holding Shift allows for a finer and more precise repositioning of the axes. The color or thickness can be modified using the buttons found in the left panel. The incisal edge can be modified symmetrically by dragging the ends of the curve, or asymmetrically by pressing S and dragging each of the ends. This allows for a correct and reliable guidance for the design by rapidly transferring the facial axes and the incisal edge to any 3D application. After all adjustments are made, the G-Design application should be locked. This way, the software interface will close and the axes and the incisal edge will remain superimposed in the current software. To open the interface again, just roll the mouse over the left side of your screen. With the information provided by G-Design, designing of the teeth will be done quicker and in a simpler manner with a certainty of a correct result. The magnifier tool offers a better view during design. Use Scroll to zoom in on the image.